Hi, Mike King here. Well, it's been an incredibly challenging week for all of us in our nation, in the Volunteers of America family. I have to share with you that these are usually shot on Thursday afternoons, and that was the case last week when I shot this video on Thursday afternoon. And that was, of course, before the tragic events that devastated a nation and put us all into mourning. Since that time, we have been immersed in this issue, if you will, as we should be. As we absolutely should be, with a brand new sense of urgency around it. I want to share with you a couple of things today. One, sort of what our activities have been at the national office since last Thursday, and at the same time, some thank yous for the support and help that you have given us as we've gone through this together as a family. First of all, last Friday, when we realized what had occurred, what this had done to our nation, we wanted to get a message out immediately that afternoon, which we did, written wonderfully by Harry Quiet and James Marshall, our two heads of our ministry department, and we got that to you on Friday afternoon, and it was important that we do so as quickly as possible. And then Monday, we have our normal routine call, virtual call, if you will, with all of our CEOs and other members of their staff. And just by God's blessing, it had already been planned to have the wonderful Kate Durand give our morning reflection and prayer. And of course, Kate Durand is one of the outstanding civil rights leaders in our nation, frankly, and also within Volunteers of America. And she couldn't have done a better job and more beautiful job, and that inspired and brought comfort to all, literally to all. And so I want to publicly thank Kay for doing that and getting this week started in that way. And we have leaned on that, Kay, this entire week. We had followed that with a wonderful dialogue among our CEOs and among staffs, where literally they have a chance, and we want to create this safe place always for that, a chance to share their own pain and frustration and disappointment and fears. And there were tears on that call. It was all the above, but it was absolutely necessary and absolutely appropriate. And again, we want to create and maintain and support a culture that creates safe places for this kind of dialogue. That was followed later on that afternoon by a virtual town hall, if you will, that was facilitated by Rhonda Maurer, our wonderful VP of DEI, and in a very, again, emotional way, convening a town hall for all of our members of our national staff to come together and share their pain, share their fear, share their frustration, anger, their hopes, all the above, comfortable and uncomfortable conversation. Again, the important thing there was for us to provide a safe space to allow this kind of dialogue, and at the same time, try to learn from each other. Absolutely try to learn from each other. I shared with them at that time that I felt like that day I needed to be in a listening and learning mode, truly listening even deeper than I had ever listened, learning even deeper and more than I had ever learned, and realizing that from this pain and from this anguish comes, frankly, a new sense of urgency that, yes, this has to stop. We have to do more. We're going to write a statement. We're going to write a great statement, but we've got to do more than write a statement. And that, of course, has occurred. Hopefully you have received that. And I want to immediately give credit where credit's due. That was a group effort. That was an absolute group effort. And many of you participated in that with your sharing of honest dialogue with us earlier in the week and throughout the week. And many of you were called for subsequent conversations and subsequent dialogue. It has been very informing, and that is truly a collective, if you will, a collective statement from our Volunteers of America family, trying to capture really the feeling and the intentionality behind where we are as an organization, where we are as a ministry, where we are as concerned professionals in our field. That's really the purpose behind that. And last but not least, I want to share with you just some personal reflections on this. I have to be honest and say that this has been not an uplifting time, and I'm the most positive person I know, but I've had issues with sleeping this week. I've had issues with hearing the incredible pain and fear that people that I'm very close to have had to deal with, and frankly deal with every day, but even more so in the past week. And I guess my own sense of empathy makes sure that I take a good hit on that, and I need to take that hit because it's really from that. It's from that field of depression, if you will, that comes from that, hearing that pain from my friends and colleagues that says, okay, Mike, you have to do more. You have to do more. You have to learn more. You have to listen more. You have to take action where you see opportunity. And as I get to that place and process that throughout the week, I'm immediately reminded of what an incredible action was taken years ago by our National Board of Directors and led, in this case, by the nominating committee chair, Lenny Simmons, in saying, you know what, enough is enough. This board has got to be more diverse. It's got to be more representative of who we serve in our nation and who we're obligated to serve in our nation, and do so joyfully, and made outstanding progress in the last 4 or 5 years in doing that. Set the tone at the top, doing the little things and the big things. I feel incredibly blessed right now to be surrounded by this Volunteers of America family of concerned, passionate social justice leaders in our nation. We have no finer place to be than where we are right now. And I'm going to commit myself to making this the safest place for all of us to be, to express those opinions and to do the things that our conscience leads us to do, that we must do and do now, not postpone. So thank you very much for everything that all of you have contributed this week. Thanks to all of you who have continued to provide service amidst the challenges, amidst the need to relocate programs, to move offices, to do all the kinds of things you've had to do to keep things running this week. It's what makes you special. It's what makes us special. And continuing to do that, all of that, with love in our hearts. Taking that love in our hearts to inspire us to say, we can do better and we can be better. God bless you.